Hi, today we're going to be installing a new head unit on my Toyota RAV4 hybrid. It's a 2018 LXE. I ended up going to Ireland for a couple of weeks and I rented a Skoda Kodiaq, and in it had CarPlay, and used it for 2 weeks getting around Ireland, and now I realize I can't live without it, so I'm going to upgrade the head unit in my RAV4 from the original to what I found was about the best thing on the market that I could get to do the job, which is the Viabecs 10.2. And it comes with the trim to go around the vents and everything, so it should just be a plug-and-play unit and look good once it's installed. So let's get going. All right, the first thing we got to do is pop this piece of trim off right here. I've got a plastic pry tool that I'm going to use just to keep from marring any of the dashboard that we got going here. So you can kind of put it right in here. It should pop right out. And that piece comes off. All right, the next step is we have to take this little unit out right here, which is held in place by these yellow clips. If you get a pry tool in behind that and just work it a little bit, it should pop right out. Behind it, it's got a wiring harness. There's enough give where you can probably leave it up on your dashboard like that. But we're gonna go ahead and disconnect it and just make sure it's out of our way. There's a little clip on this side and it'll come right out. You just push that clip right there. And that's ready to go. All right, the next step is we need to take these two vents out of here, and they have little plastic clips here at the top, so they should pop right out of there. I'm gonna use my plastic pry tool. I'm gonna work it on the side here. And that'll pop right out. It's just got these little yellow clips back here. Next one, I probably can't get into the side, so let's work it from the top. And that one's out. That'll expose these 4 bolts right here that we're going to be removing next, and then this whole head unit should come out in one piece. I've got 10 millimeter bolts in here that need to come out, so I've got a 10 millimeter nut driver, and we're going to pull this. We have a washer on those two, so be careful that doesn't come off of there. Fall down behind the dash, you're gonna hate it. So once you got those 4 bolts out, you should just be able to tuck this under here, give it a grab, and pull out straight, and the unit will pop out. We'll put our towel underneath there to make sure it doesn't scratch anything on our dash. And then you just start pulling out plugs. It's time to get the wiring done on this. There's going to be a few things that you're not going to need. So The first thing you want to determine is on your backup camera if you have the 16 pin or the 24 pin, because they're going to give you two options to plug into here. One you can see is connected to a 24 pin boot or a harness, and the other one is connected to a 16 pin. Only one of those is going to fit into your wiring up here. Mine is going to be this one. So I've got the larger of the two, the 24 pin, so I'm going to use this one to hook into my backup camera and not use this one. So this is my backup camera pin. I'm going to put it in the only place it'll snap in, and then that's the one that I'm going to connect to my backup camera. Then this boot will end up connecting to this guy right here. Then we're going to keep going through and just plug in stuff that fits in the hole. This black one's going to fit on this left side right here. I've got an antenna right here that's going to plug into the green antenna slot. This boot right here is going to plug into that top left corner. I've got a 6 pin for a USB. Four pin. You're literally just matching stuff up at this point. Here's your 8 pin connected to this group of wiring. So we've got those harnesses plugged in. Now we're going to connect the auxiliaries. The auxiliary right in is going to go to the right out. Same thing, we're going to be looking for the left line in. We're going to connect that to the auxiliary left line out. Your GPS is going to connect to the one labeled GPS at the top. Snug that up, and then you've got your antenna that you're going to connect to the 4G. Now the next thing we do before we start plugging all our harnesses together and getting it ready to put in the unit, we're going to put our vents in these holes. We're going to take our vents out of this old trim. There's little clips on the back here that if you pop it out of those a little bit, it'll help it get going. Two on the other side. With your thumb. And that pops right out of there. Then there are a couple of knockout holes in this unit that you're going to want to take out before you put those in so you can close your vents. So these are just little pop outs that'll pop right out of there. And they pop right back in. Now we've got our vents popped in place, and we're just going to start connecting harnesses. Well, all the wiring harnesses are connected. The vents are in place. Now we just need to tuck all this wiring back in there. And it should fit snug. Alright, and this last part is just a little bit trickier because this head unit comes up a little bit past this trim. So you've got to put that trim on behind these clips, and once it's all lined up, you can snap it in place. And that's what holds your unit in place also. Then we're all installed. Let's see if it works here. Looks good. Unit's coming on. Looks like my sensors are working. My backup camera works. We plugged it into the right pin, so that's worked perfect and we don't have to redo it. So really, installation was pretty simple. If you like what we've done here, if it was any help, please hit the like button and subscribe, and that'll encourage us to do some more. Thanks.